Hey peeps, it's Soncerae here. So a day or so ago I posted a video about HardcoreTito and how someone had been sending me messages basically talking about that he was a rapist, and they showed his rap sheet, and I'm not sure who it was. It was an anonymous person, and a lot of people actually believe that, I was just trying to expose Tito. What a lot of people are failing to understand is that prior to me even posting anything about him, there had been a couple of videos posted about him already being a rapist, so it's not something that was going to be hidden for a while anyway, regardless to whether I mentioned it or not. But I kept seeing people comment on my videos say, oh, she's only doing this for views, she's only doing this for views. Let me clarify something for anybody who is watching YouTube. Anybody who is a YouTube creator, the purpose of them putting up videos is to get people to view them. I'm not going to put up a video nobody's going to watch, okay? However, I didn't put up that video to be malicious at all. And contrary to what a lot of people believe, talking about the black community or talking about Tito or Minister Jap or Angry Man Channel or Tommy Sotomayor or anybody from the black manosphere, speaking about any of them does nothing for my channel. Most of the time when I get hundreds and thousands of views on a video, 9 times out of 10 it's about news and entertainment and my viewpoints and perspectives in relation to that. Anytime I'm talking about the black community, 9 times out of 10 the video does not go viral at all. If you look at the video I put up of Tito, it has the same amount of views any other video I will put up has. It didn't get me any more hits than it would any other video that I'm talking about that other people will find interesting. I think the videos that get the least amount of views on my channel are my motivational videos and my videos about spirituality and religion. A lot of people inside of the black community, or a lot of people who are interested in religion and spirituality and things of that nature, haven't even caught up on my channel, because that's always been a secondary thing for my channels. Primarily, I've talked about relationships and race somewhat, so it doesn't give me as many views as a lot of people think. And if you check out my popular uploads, you'll be able to see that a lot of the time I'm getting thousands and thousands of views on videos that have nothing to do with the black community. And speaking about the black community has actually harmed me more than it has helped, because for some reason on YouTube, black women have this horrible reputation unless they're doing beauty tutorials, unless a black woman is doing videos that black women are interested in relating to beauty and fashion. Black women don't really get a lot of views on YouTube. There are a lot of African American female YouTubers that are actually intellectual, and they don't interest me, but there are a lot of people that watch these women, and much respect to them, and I'm glad that people watch them. I can only talk about the sociology, relationships, and psychology of black men dealing with black women. As for black history or black people in politics and news and things of that nature, it just does not interest me. It's a lot of sad talk, and I don't like how negative it makes me feel. And so when I just made the video about Tito, I saw that same day RingoRaw actually made a video about Tito as well. And inside of RingoRaw's video, he was talking about how Tito had said that RingoRaw had actually settled down with a single mother. And so I've noticed that inside of the black manosphere that I laugh every time I say that, like, it's just funny. I noticed inside of their sector that they have a negative perspective of single mothers. Inside of this video, Ringo was saying, you have me sadly mistaken, because I've actually been married for 20 plus years, or almost 20 years. I can't remember the exact date, but he's like, I've been married and all of my children are mine and all of my wife's children are mine.
This so-called dude said something in the video, something along the lines of that I'm calling all these brothers weak, and you brothers are some fucking weak ass Negroes. He said, I'm calling these brothers weak, right? But while in the midst of me calling them weak, he said that I've settled down with a single mom. Yo, I gotta have a drink on that one. He said in his video that I settled down with a single mother, and how For whatever reason, I couldn't find no other hoe, in his words, so I settled down with a single mom. First of all, HardcoreTito, you're a fucking liar. When the fuck did I tell anybody in a video that I, RingoTV Raw, settled down with a single mom? Why would I settle down with a single mom when I teach you brothers not to deal with single moms? How much times did I say in videos, leave those single baby mamas alone because they're trouble, they're problems? I'm a married man of 24 fucking years. How many of you brothers in the manosphere who is in the comments talking shit, who's running your fucking mouth like a bunch of bitches, how many of you fucking lame ass simp mangina fucking eating fucking dick motherfuckers, riding fucking dick motherfuckers, how many of you dudes have been married for 24 years? Have some fucking respect when you're talking about a man's woman. Have some respect, bro. Don't go there. You don't want to do stupid shit like that. I'm not married to no fucking baby mama, motherfucker. I'm married to a woman, a good woman. And with this one woman, all the children she had came from me.
It just amazes me that men, especially these men, want women to not think that all men are the same, because, you know, as a woman, a lot of black women will look at black men and say all black men are pieces of shit. You know, all of you are unemployed, all of you have some criminal record, all of you are fathering a whole bunch of kids and have several hundred baby mamas. You know, these are all stereotypes of what black women think about black men. You know, most of them are promiscuous, most of them lie, most of them cheat. As a black man, a lot of black men want black women to believe that black men aren't the same. But then these same black men that say they don't want that, they turn around and they say black women are all the same. And so here's my thing. I'm a single mother, right? And all of the problems that black men say that they have with single mothers, no black man inside of my relationship has ever complained about that. Because my daughter is not a problem. She never has been a problem inside of my relationships. My daughter has an awesome father, so it's always been very, very difficult for me to consider myself a single mother, because anytime I've been inside of another relationship with a man that wasn't my daughter's father, he was always welcomed. He was always treated well by not just me, but my family. Unless he did something that was completely outrageous, he was not welcome. But for the most part, my daughter's father has always welcomed men I've dated. The men I've dated have always had an awesome relationship with my daughter's father. My daughter has always been taken care of by her father. So it's been very, very difficult for me to accept the fact that the term single mother is supposed to be like this bad term, and men are supposed to avoid single mothers. And so when I heard Ringo say, I always tell my audience to avoid single mothers because single mothers are trouble, it's like, are you kidding me? Like, no man I've ever been with has said, hey, you know, the fact that you're a single mother has basically destroyed our relationship, or because you've had a child already, that means that you are no longer a good woman, or you're no longer a woman that men should be with. Now, I tell people all the time, I don't believe in marriage. It wasn't until like maybe a couple of years ago, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, that I stopped believing in marriage. And marriage is very different nowadays. And so when Ringo says he's been married for 20 years or 20 plus years or almost 20 years, something like that, it's like, if you've never been with a single mother, because clearly you haven't, because you've been married for 20 years. If you've been married for 20 years and you've never actually been in a relationship with a single mother, are you really in a position to give advice about how to deal with a single mother? It's like saying single people shouldn't give relationship advice, or people who are broke shouldn't give financial advice. I hear people say that all of the time. So if you don't have money, or if you've never really had money, then you can't give financial advice. Or if you've never held a solid relationship, or you've never been in a dating scene whatsoever, how could you even give relationship advice? It's the same thing to me. To me, I have a more logical perspective in relation to it. To me, I feel like if you've been married for 20 years, you are in no position to give any single person any type of advice because you have been out of the game so long. I'm 36 years old. 20 years ago, guess how old I was? 16. When I was 16 and I was dating, life was very, very different around that time. Even dating. I'm pretty sure if I got married at 16, I would probably still be married. But the way things are in relation to marriage now are very, very different to the way things were back then, 20 years ago, when you got in a relationship. The same formula is not even, it's not the same because the world is so different. You didn't have to deal with social media and Facebook and the internet and all these things orbiting around, you know, what could possibly destroy a relationship. And so nowadays, it's easier to get divorced. It's easier to break up. People are cheating on their husbands and wives with people that they used to go to high school with, that they connected back with on a website somewhere. Back then, 20 years ago, we didn't have the internet. We weren't, you know, walking around seeing each other's business and seeing old people that we used to date and old people that we used to go to school with. All of the things that's happening now that can destroy a relationship was not happening 20 years ago. So when people who have been in a relationship or a marriage for so many years and they haven't dated anyone else outside of the person that they've dated or anything like that, it's very, very difficult for me to accept relationship advice from them when they don't even know half of the stuff I'm experiencing as a single person, especially as a Black single person. You know, dating inside of the Black community is got to be one of the hardest things ever because the brainwashing and the slave mentalities and the mob mentalities and what Black men actually think, what it means to be a man, what it means to be a man. Like, I also heard Ringo say something about Angry Man, people being upset with Angry Man because he gave Crystal and Karazin an apology. And Ringo says he doesn't feel like Tito is going to give him an apology because men actually apologize. And he doesn't think Tito is man enough to apologize. Let me bring something to Ringo's attention, and I think I spoke about this before. So I posted a video up of an apology that Angry Man was supposedly have given me, right? And a lot of people were saying, well, a lot of men inside of the Black manosphere were saying that if Angry Man had enough manliness to apologize to Crystalline, he should have been comfortable with the idea of apologizing to me because Angry Man, me and him don't have any real beef with each other. Like, we've never got into some kind of anything in order for him to be beefing with me out of nowhere. He's kind of like beefing with me because of Jap. And all of the name calling he does, he calls me a bitch, he calls me a tranny, he calls me all kinds of stuff because of whatever's going on with, you know, with me and Minister Jap that really isn't Angry Man's business to begin with. Valdez has said himself, the only reason why he's even come after me is because he doesn't like me as a person. So he likes Crystalline as a person. He's called her bitches or whatever else because she encourages Black women to date outside of their race. And a lot of, you know, Black men supposedly in the Black manosphere, you're breaking the damn Black manosphere code when you take the side of a woman who is encouraging other women to date outside of their race. You know what I mean? And me, I've told women all the time, hell, if you want to date outside of your race, please do, if that's what you feel comfortable with, because Black men do it all of the time. I mean, Black men have white women, Puerto Rican women, all kinds of women. That's, you know, that's what they choose. Love who loves you. Don't always use color. Don't use color as like some type of radar to pick up women. I just feel like this whole apology thing, this whole being a man thing, what a lot of these men think being a man is not an accurate definition. I've always loved watching Ringo. I've been watching him for a while, you know what I mean? He's kind of, it's just easier to deal with. He doesn't sound so as ignorant. He doesn't use all the talking shit and name calling and all that extra shit. He might do it sometimes, but majority of the time when he's speaking from an intellectual standpoint and he stays on topic. So it's easier for me to watch him. So I've always loved his perspective, his opinions about everything. I mean, it's just always been easier to watch him. Some stuff I disagree with. Of course, I definitely disagree with the fact that he feels like, you know, angry man is a man, because a lot of the stuff I've seen angry man do, majority of the stuff is immature and it's childish, and it's like, you know, how could anybody want to even watch him? But I guess men have their reason for watching him, and the women that watch him do as well. I'm just not impressed by him at all, and I possibly could have liked him. There are a lot of men on YouTube that I watch that I enjoy, but I think if I would have got the opportunity to watch more of his videos before he started going in on me in relation to Minister Jap, I could have possibly liked him, maybe. I don't like the way that he carries himself at all. I mean, he just seems like an underachieving, like, I don't know, sorry excuse for a black man. You know what I mean? So I just really don't, you know, like the way that he has handled me. And that's the main reason why I haven't liked Tommy. Like, people be like, you and Tommy say a lot of the same things. And I say, well, it's not that me and Tommy have disagreed on a lot. Just how I don't like some of the stuff that Ringo says. I don't like some of the stuff that Tommy says. I don't like some of the stuff that Valdez says. I don't like some of the stuff that a lot of people say. If they don't attack me at all, like if they don't come for me, it's a possibility that I can continue to watch them. Ringo has never came for me just out of nowhere. Valdez came for me out of nowhere. Tommy came for me out of nowhere. Those two are the only two that I never really have any real respect for, because I never had any negative interaction with them initially for anything bad to pop off between us. Now, the one person, you know, I can't stand and will never fuck with ever again is Minister Jap, because he's a backstabbing snake. Like, period. It's just, and I've said this like in a lot of videos, so I'm not saying anything out of the ordinary here. I did want people to know, you know, I think Ringo's video, I couldn't watch all of it because veterans versus freshman creators and the court system and how that, you know, it started to get a little corny for me. I said, I can't watch this. But to me, a lot of the stuff that is considered manly in the eyes of women may be different. But to me, when someone comes off as a man, it's kind of like a Boyce Watkins situation, or I'm talking real leaders here. I'm talking about people that actually do something positive without having to attack other people in such an immature way. I still think Tariq Nasheed is a child. You know, just some of the stuff that these guys say and do, it's still, to me, that they haven't even come close to discovering what it really means to be a man. And out of all of these men, these male YouTubers that I've watched outside of Boyce Watkins, we're talking about the RingoTVs and the Minister Japs and the Valdez and the one called LA and whoever in that little sector right there. Out of all of them, Ringo has to be by far the manliest. And we're talking about personality, perspective, intellect here. The manliest. Because a lot of men will come on and pretend, see, men have like these different levels of definitions of what they think being a man is. Like, some men think that if you turn on your muscle or your bravado, that makes you a man, but that's just you physically being a man. That doesn't mentally take you there, you know what I mean? And some people think that if they cook somebody, or if they know how to talk shit about somebody good, or make jokes about somebody good, that make them manly. Or if they know how to cuss somebody out, or if they know how to pinpoint somebody's downfalls, or whatever the case may be, that makes them a man. Or, you know, it just out of all of them, I think by far Ringo is the only one who has actually displayed a level of manliness that me as a woman can respect. I don't speak from I'm a man, so I know exactly what a man goes through and what he's doing. No, that's not what I mean. It's just from a woman's perspective, when you are a man and you are 100% man, 100% man, okay, from a woman's perspective, we can see that. We know the difference. I know the difference between when I'm talking to a man, or when I'm dealing with a man, or when I'm dealing with a childish boy. You know, just the way that men carry themselves. And by far, looking at all of them, if you guys were looking for a leader for the black manosphere, I would think you would want to pick Ringo. seriously, if you guys was looking for someone. That's just my opinion. You know, it's not the be all. It's just an opinion, you know. So, but I appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to leave your comments below. If you want to talk to me directly, you can text me at 678-856-3463, or you're welcome to email me at welovesoncerae@gmail.com, okay? Visit me at soncerae.com, all right? Have vision, stay focused. Namaste.